Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Fun Indian Guy podcast. Today's episode is episode number 11, and I discussed in my previous episodes and videos that I am in my hometown Dapoli in India. I'm coming here after almost 1 year, so I'm usually busy meeting people, going around, and doing stuff, and that's why I'm not able to put videos on my YouTube channel continuously. But that's not a problem. I'm here, and meeting people is important for me right now and I'm doing that anyway. For the people who haven't listened to the previous podcast, this podcast is kind of a continuation of the previous podcast. So I'm going to give you a quick recap about what happened in the previous podcast. So in the previous podcast, we discussed creativity and creative community building. So I was coming to my town Dapoli and I decided to do a creative meetup for the first time in the history of Dapoli, so that all the talented people or all the people who are interested in doing any sort of art forms can come together and have a discussion, and then we form a creative community. That was the whole goal of the meetup I was planning, and the podcast was all about the creative meetup. The other reason behind doing this creative meetup was to create an art culture of the town. We have discussed all this in the previous episode, so if you haven't listened to it, you can totally go back and listen to the episode number 10. So on the Saturday 6th of October 2018, we did the creative meetup, the first ever creative meetup in Dapoli. People responded well. People just showed up by looking at my Facebook post or reading stuff on WhatsApp. That's all. We didn't call anybody, we didn't go and physically invited anybody, but people showed up. And through this creative meetup, which went really awesome and wonderful, I got a lot of insights, and then I started thinking about it. So the social innovation, which I talked a lot about on my channel, was also strongly related to this creative community building, and that's why today's episode, and that's how today's episode highlights from the meetup, which really happened in Dapoli, which was amazing, and social innovation and how it is related to it. We're gonna do this discussion, but after the intro. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Suyog, also known as the Fun Indian Guy. I'm a designer, musician, filmmaker, and a mechanical engineer. I'm from India, and currently I'm chilling around, traveling around, working around, roaming around, having fun around Europe, and this is my podcast.
The Fun Indian Guy podcast. So on 6th of October 2018, we did our first ever creative meetup, Dapoli creative meetup in Dapoli, and people showed up. Initially, I was a bit skeptical about it, but by the end of the discussion, we had around 55 to 60 people who showed up for the event, which was amazing. And the best part about this whole was the demographic. The people who showed up for the event were ranging from the kids, their parents, young people like us who are doing stuff, and the professional people who are doing some sort of art form or teaching some sort of art form. At the same time, teachers from my school, like art teacher, drawing teachers, they also came for the event, which I did not expect was really overwhelming. Also, my principal, when I was studying in my school, the headmaster, she also showed up. She also greeted me. She got me a bouquet of flowers, and it was really sweet, and the response was amazing. So I discussed all the points which I was talking about in the previous podcast, how the creative community should be formed and what are the importance and how this community can shape up the art culture. And if you remember, we were talking a lot about social innovation. After the creative meetup, I started thinking like what we did on that day is also major part of social innovation, because we got people to come together on a platform to discuss ideas about how we can take the creative scene of Dapoli ahead and how it can make a healthier lifestyle in Dapoli. So it was strongly related to social innovation. Discussions went from my presentation, which was all about creativity and what has been done all around the world and what people have been doing around creativity and bringing people together and what kind of impact they are having on society. For example, having a festival in the town, having an art fair in the town, and all those things we were discussing. Lot of people jumped in and discussed their ideas. Lot of people were interested in executing amazing ideas, and I was really surprised to know the views of everyone. And we got views from kids to the teachers, and it was super healthy. There was no chaos. The discussion went really amazing, and everybody was supporting each other. And through all this experience, I understood one thing, that the people are interested in doing this. People have come there because they feel something for art, or something for creativity, or something for creators in the town, which was brilliant. Towards the end of it, we launched the open mic, and open mic became like the next step for this creative meetup. The open mic will be happening on 20th October. This open mic will be open. For example, there won't be a particular topic for it, like poetry or comedy or music, nothing specific. It will be open mic. You can do whatever you want to do, and you will display whatever you want to display to the people of Dapoli, which is happening on 20th October. Very excited because people took the step to do this. Oftentimes, what happens, there are amazing ideas and couple of people are interested in executing the ideas. The next step is how the idea gets ahead. Like, I had the brainchild of doing the creative meetup and we did it, but what happens next, how people come together and how people keep this movement going, is very important, and we will also see and explore together. So the open mic is going to be a touch point, which will be monthly touch point. Hopefully, let's see how people react to it. And every month there will be meetups and open mics related to creative community. Unfortunately, I cannot be here because I'm in Europe most of the time. That's why I wanted people to come together and make the community, so everybody shows interest and keep this thing going. There is nobody superior or nobody junior here. Everybody is together, and that's the meaning of community. Apart from this creative meetup, I really wanted to do a social innovation workshop, but after doing this, I realized it's a lot of work, and I don't have that much time to build this presentation and call people again and arrange the things again. But at the end of the creative meetup, as I said, it felt like a social innovation project, and then I realized like it is a part of social innovation where bunch of people come together to solve problems of each other and create a newer lifestyle. That was the whole meaning of social innovation, and it's happening through this creative meetup. And that's why I was thinking this podcast topic was creativity becoming a social innovation, or people who create are pillars of social innovation. Because these guys, if they keep doing it, and if we achieve to keep these meetups and open mic running, this is the success of people, and eventually this will be identity of Dapoli, and it will create art culture around it. And I'm really looking forward for that to happen, but that's a bigger dream. If it happens, it's amazing. Right now we have to focus on small steps at a time, and the next step is open mic. I also think open mics are a great way to do social innovation activities. Open mic can be a great tool for social innovation. That's what I'm realizing after doing all these things. Right now we are doing open mic of creativity, right? But what if we do open mic for a particular social issue, and then we can have this amazing exercise where everybody gets limited time and they can come on stage, or they can get the microphone, and then they discuss what they feel about that particular issue in the town. For example, if it's about cleanliness, people can sit down and everybody gets 5 minutes and they talk about cleanliness, discussions, solutions, suggestions, whatever. And at the end of the whole discussion, we will have so many insights. And if it keeps happening, because open mics are very regular, they keep happening every week or every other week or every month. And if this keeps on happening, it will create amazing healthy culture and lifestyle, and also people's approach towards social issues or people's approach towards creativity will definitely change, because people will have platform to say the things which matter to them. And this is amazing idea. I would like to explore more, and if I do so, I will let you know on the next podcasts which will be coming your way. That's all for today, guys. It's super humid. I'm again all sweat. And if you're wondering, if you're watching the video of the podcast, and if you're wondering why am I wearing this tika on my forehead, today's Ghatastapna, which is like a day one for the 9-day festival of goddesses in India. And today was the first day, so I went to the temple and did some rituals. That's why this thing is on my forehead. Super happy to do that as well, because tradition plays important role in culture building, and India has a great tradition, great culture, and all these festivals are solid pillar blocks of the whole India, or the idea of India. Anyway, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for staying till the end. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Don't forget to subscribe me on YouTube, because I make videos and podcasts, and videos are usually about design, music, my life experiences, and very casual tutorials in forms of vlogs. And I am planning to do a lot of stuff in coming weeks. Let's see how much of it goes through, because as I said, I'm coming here after a long time, so I'm meeting a lot of people. That's all for today, guys. Thank you once again. And last thing, don't forget to have fun because having fun is not an option. See you when I see you. Ciao, ciao.
The Fun Indian Guy Podcast.